Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome to a brand new installment of Future Langrisser, and today is November 3rd, 2025. But actually by the time I'm recording, today is actually the 30th of October. I'm recording this in advance as usual. To those who are a member, they can watch this early. But if they want to wait until this is publicly released, they can do so on the 3rd of November. This time around we got two new heroes coming to the game in the future, first in CN and then soon to be global after 5 or 4 months, but 4 or 5 months I mean. And also on top of this, there's also a SP hero added into this game, so we're going to be talking about her soon. So you're probably going to know who exactly is going to get an SP here, because I did tease about this character for a long time. And yeah. Anyways, let's get started, shall we? So first things first, we got Sangha. Sangha is a physical DPS, and by the way, both units are physical DPS if you're wondering. And Sangha's factions are Legion of Glory, Meteor Strike, and Ulus Legends. And the classes that she has are Demon and Holy. And then what she's about is that she gains one of the 3 spirits that grants herself different effects based on allies, whatever it is, within 2 blocks. And here's how you earn them. So if you get, you'll get Fire Spirit if you have an ally within 2 blocks of you that is in the same class as you, like either Demon or Holy, depending on who you chose. Your damage will be increased by 10 to 15% based on starter level. However, if the class that you pair with an ally with that's close to you, within 2 blocks, that's different, you're gonna get Earth Spirit, which will basically give you damage taken reduction of 20 to 30% whenever you're attacked by an enemy. However, another case is that if you have 3 or more allies with the different classes, you get Thunder Spirit, which will increase your mobility by 1 or 2 based on star level. And you can act again after dealing damage and have all 3 spirits at a time. And also she does come to a 1C teleport skill, which is pretty neat. And then she also has a 3C skill that dispels 5 buffs, and also enables attack first if she has 2 or more spirits on her. So overall, do I think Sangha is actually an excellent addition to the team? I would say yeah, it is a fun addition, but do I think it's Apex worthy? Well, it really depends on where you're coming from, because she doesn't come with Guard Ignore, which is pretty unfortunate, but with the 5 buff dispel like that, I could see some usage going on with her. But you're better off just use someone else that can do the job better. Okay, let's talk about the other character really quick, and that other character is Raiga. And Raiga is an interesting one. He has his 3 factions are Origins of Light, Dark Incarnation, and Meteor Strike. And yet again we got another dark new addition for dark teams, which is going to be interesting to have. And Raiga has Holy and Demon class, basically the same lineup as Sangha, but however, he unlike Sangha, his class layout is actually quite reversed. Well, not including the class reversal, not like that. It's not like that. I'm just saying that the way that they display their class tree is that theirs is flip flopped. That's what I'm trying to say. And anyways, his role is also physical DPS like Sangha, and he is a Punisher against enemies with hidden wound debuff, with all stats increased from his talent. So whenever he's attacking, or wherever certain scenario, I think if they're attacking him, he's gonna have his stats increased, excluding his HP. And his talent skill enables teleport in a line up to 3 times per turn. However, you cannot cast the same direction repeatedly, so keep that in mind when you're using him. And he can also do some stuff that can be pretty nasty. Can either ignore guard, which will be if he has Scorch Will, or revive Disable if he has Stillwater Will. But if in PvE, the effect is replaced with damage taken plus 20%. So you might be wondering, how can you earn these wills? Well, to put it simply, the Scorching Will is obtained after using his talent skill 2 times. But however, if you only use it once, you get Stillwater Will. So basically, if you want to disable someone's revives, just activate that one time, and then you'll be able to do a lot of things with it. Or another way to get Stillwater Will is by activating your 3C. His 3C dispels 5 buffs, just like Sangha, but however it does fix damage to hit and wounded enemies, and can use one more of his talent skill with no restriction. And this does not count towards the turn limit, if you're wondering. And after that, gains still water will. So yeah, after that 3C, you will be able to gain the ability to disable revive on your next time you attack. So do I think he is a nice unit to have for your Dragon Slayer killer? I would say it really depends because he requires like a couple of turns to like set up, which is a bit of a downside if you want to take out Dragon Slayer fast. I mean, most units do require turn setup before they can do anything, which is a bit of a downside for them. But Raiga is an excellent addition if you need like an additional Revive Disabler, because I think Zilong has been releasing more Revive Disablers due to the Dragon Slayer. They're trying their best to like have more options for you to disable their revives, because revives, well, multi revives like on Dragon Slayer is absolutely nuts. I gotta tell you. Now let's talk about the next hero, which happens to be an SP class hero. And you probably know who I'm talking about here, because this SP belongs to Yulia. Yep. The Langrisser girl in the Langrisser Mobile Arc 1 is getting an SP class in this update. And her role is still the same, magical healer and DPS hybrid. And she has excellent healing support, which basically works like Gift of Eternal Life. But if you have that hammer itself as well, she's going to be able to benefit that more, because she's going to be healing and then doing some more work on the healing, like even more healing for yourself, of course. And then she has teleport, and she comes with 3 revives to begin with, but not 3 revives in total, but you can begin with 2. And you might be thinking, how can you get 3? Well, you get 3. You get the third one by like using her attack again mechanic in her talent. And no, act again and attack again aren't the same thing. But however, when you do this kind of method, I believe there are some catches, like if you were able to like do some stuff with it, I think that the revive is temporary. It's not going to stay forever though, because it will be removed afterwards. So yeah, basically Yulia is not really that broken, but it's just that I think that third revive is to ensure that Yulia stays alive, just so that Yulia would not like die when she's attacking. And then she still had the bonus against demons in her 2C SP damage skill. So yeah, even though Yulia is losing her holy status as an SP, she still has a gimmick where she does do effective against demons in her 2C. And also, speaking of her SP class ignores the skill cost. So that means you can slot in any skill you want without worrying about the game doesn't want you to select like powerful skills. So you can have like a lot of attack skills in your kit, and then you're pretty much good to go. And her new soldiers in this class is Sensi Mercenary, a pretty solid choice for her, because you know Sensi Mercenary nowadays is actually a pretty popular choice for infantry and also many DPS units. Now let's move on to the next part, which is new soldiers and SP soldiers. Like, honestly, Zilong's been cooking a lot with new soldiers lately. Like, in the past few patches, we've been getting new soldiers left and right, which is not something we normally would see. You know, sometimes you just take a break on like making new soldiers, but it looks like they've been going all in, adding 2 new soldiers each time. That's what I thought in my mind. So maybe they may not be able to add more soldiers next patch, but I would like to be wrong, because you know, more soldier options somewhat okay, but the thing is it could create more complications. You know, basically you have a lot of options, and this could complicate certain players. Like, you know, some people just couldn't keep up, you know, when there's so many things going on. So let's talk about what these new soldiers and SP soldiers are. So the new soldiers we have this time around are Watchers of the Mountain, which is a Lancer class. Soldiers' attack is increased by 30% for every 1 mobility point that this unit has. When entering combat, the soldier ignores 10% of the enemy's defense, and this can be increased up to 30%. When entering combat after being targeted by a ranged attack, damage taken is reduced by 15%. Pretty solid for this soldier. And I gotta see, I mean, there's a lot of units that can use this, so I'm not gonna state which ones are they. Okay, next up, let's talk about Demonic Worm Colossus, which is a new demon troop. Attack is increased by 15%. When soldiers' HP is above 80%, defense and magic defense are increased by 20%. And damage dealt by active attacks is increased by 20% as well. And then soldier ignores melee damage penalty. So that means they can be used as a close range units if you want to. Now let's talk about the SP soldiers that are getting some SP treatment here. So first one we got is Amazon Champion. And Amazon Champion, what the upgrade does is that it increases the attack by 30%. Before actively entering combat, reduces the target's defense and magic defense by 30% for one turn. When fighting an enemy with HP equal to or higher than yours, soldiers' attack and defense is increased by 20%. Now the heroes that can use this soldier when you unlock their SP second form are Freya, Hilda, Landius, Wandering Duelist, and Renata. The Dragon Girl, if you're wondering who it was, Renata. And the other SP soldier we got in this patch is going to be Vampire Bats. Vampire Bats is going to be a nice addition for the SP because Vampire Bats is going to become even better to use. When a soldier's HP is equal to or above 80%, attack and defense is increased by 25%. After combat, restore soldier's HP equal to 45% of damage dealt. After receiving healing, gain soldier damage plus 20% for one turn. So pretty solid soldier for Vampire Bats. And I mean not soldier ability, like ability for Vampire Bats I mean. And the 5 heroes that can use this additionally are Oboro, Elvis, Lance, Tyrantel, and Kagura from Gintoki. Oh, not Gintoki, Gintama. Why am I saying Gintoki for some reason? But I mean, it's Gintama. Yeah, Kagura from Gintama. That's what I'm trying to say. The reason why I had to say this like specifically is because, you know, in the game we have 3 characters that are named similarly. We got Kaira from Samurai Trooper, Kaguya from, of course, Langrisser, and then Kagura from Gintama. So yeah, I had to say their origins as well, so that way just to differentiate each other. Which is kind of odd for me to say, but I mean it's true though, because we have 3 Kaira or Kagura or Kaguya. Yeah, we got 3 units that has similar names. So yeah, anyways, moving on. We got 2 new casting skills. The first one is one of those old units in the past, which is known as Altina from Trails of Cold Steel 3. Although I don't necessarily need to say that, but I mean this is worth mentioning here. So Altina is getting a casting here, which will increases her HP by 10%. And then after using a skill that deals damage, reduce Altina's skill cooldown at the end of action by the number of enemies hit, and this can be increased up to a maximum of 3 turns. So basically, if the more enemies you hit, the more cooldown you're gonna have it reduced. So for example, like this is just an example. I don't think Altina has this skill, but anyways, let's just say that her AOE has like a 3-turn cooldown, and then you hit at least 3 or more enemies. She's gonna get that skill back really fast, or let's say bring it back immediately, because it's a 3-turn cooldown. But if it's a 5-turn cooldown, it will just be a 2-turn cooldown if you hit more than like at least 3 or more. Pretty nice upgrade, but do I think Altina is going to be worth using in Apex? I would say heck no, because she's underwhelming and she's an SR for Christ's sake. I mean, sure, you could still use her, but it's just that she's not like a viable meta unit. Just saying. And next one we got is Elise. Elise is the other character that got a casting here. So when a key of protection is removed, reduce the cooldown of the damage skill with the longest current cooldown by 3 turns. After using Unrivaled Brilliance, which is a 3C, at the end of the turn, the talent's range for removing key of protection becomes 1 ring radius, which is going to be neat. So that means Elise should be able to remove the key as she pleases, which is a pretty nice upgrade for her. Next up, let's talk about the new exclusive equipment. This time we got is for Shem. He's getting his new headwear. His HP is going to be increased by 10%. If Shem has Crown of the Bloodline, after taking action, grants Afterglow of the Bloodline to the nearest ally. After taking action, deal 0.1 times AoE damage to all enemies within 2 blocks of the ally. Damage is dealt by Shem, by the way. It's not calculated by an ally, but rather Shem's stats. That's what it meant. And this cannot be dispelled and ignores immunity, and this will last for 2 turns. When dealing this AoE damage, the skill with the longest cooldown is reduced by 2 turns. All of the above effects can only trigger once per 2 turns. Yeah, that's actually pretty nuts to see. And finally, the last part of the video, additional info before we let you guys go. So additional info we got this time are like the banners specifically, and also some events we're going to talk about. I mean, only one currently. I mean, that's worth noting, of course. I'm only explaining the events in the Secret Realm, nothing else. So the additional info we got this time for the banners are there will be 2 radar banners featuring Virelia and Shem, and then Rapier and Rhea. And we got Dark Reincarnation Destiny banner for Zerida, Tatalia, and Girl in the Shell. Girl in the Shell is wife's favorite. Well, Gid's his wife, I mean, whatever it is. Mythical Realm Destiny banner for Yulia, Sword and Light and Shadow, and Elise. And then we also got Classic Destiny banner for Bozo, Liana, and Luna. Kind of interesting. I mean, pretty ironic because even we got like some new additions for the existing characters. They usually do get featured on the banner on the major update, which is going to be something we can clue in whether we know who are coming. Because remember the time whenever we got SPTRS added to the game, she's gonna get featured somewhere within the update, which is quite fitting. Same goes to characters receiving the casting skills. Well, excluding crossovers though, because those ones don't come back. So yep, and also the event we're gonna get this time around is Blood Moon Eden. So yep, if you guys like that mode, you're gonna love this return. So anyways, that's it for this video. Hope y'all find this video helpful or informative, and I'll see you all next time, and don't forget to subscribe for more.